Morning, and it's winter walk number 2. I'm at Farleigh Dean Crescent, which is off Featherbed Lane on the outskirts of Croydon, and we're going to go on a nice walk, probably about 3 to 4 miles today. We go up towards Farleigh Golf Club, Farleigh Court, Little Farleigh Green, probably go over towards Great Park. So basically lots of Farleigh and things, bearing in mind we're even starting in Farleigh Dean Crescent. Just crossing Featherbed Lane. Lots of F's in this. So we got Limekiln Wood just down the road, Limekiln Wood Golf Course. Frith Wood is just up here on the right hand side. And then we're going to do Farleigh and Featherbed Lane. So I visualised this kind of walk. Just quick look in at Addington Court Golf Club. Can't see any activity there. Yes, I visualised this kind of walk when I thought about my winter walk series. In recent weeks, since my first one when it was snowing, we've had some quite awful weather really. We have much more acceptable conditions underfoot. And hopefully we'll end up with what can be seen as a nice crisp and cold winter walk. It's nice to stop sometimes and just take it in. Kind of reached the top of the first climb. Despite the frost, you still get some muddy patches, and it's all about having some proper footwear. Yeah, the Ordnance Survey app, OS Maps, is a great resource. It's chargeable. I think it might be about £20-something a year. And you can use it on all your devices, and obviously it contains OS maps, but there's also trails that people have uploaded which I use for kind of checking out routes, which I've done today, but I've adapted it, I've added a bit more to it. That trail said 3 miles, and so I'll be adding a bit more to that, so but it's really useful. And actually, just one of the simple things is you can stay on the paths quite easily. Right away sign there. And we've got some golfers. I played this golf course many times. I was a member here. And we used to cross this path. And I'll be honest, even though it was quite near to where I live, I never really bothered to check it out until more recently. It's actually a great route. I'm overdue a game of golf. The less I play, the better I play. And I'm warming up already. It's important to layer up, but of course once you get walking, and particularly starting with a climb like I did, then it can take its toll, but layers can be removed, not on camera obviously. I'll spare you that. This is a pretty solid path here. The odd hoof print. I've seen all sorts of mountain bikers and runners coming along here in the past. And I was thinking about how they keep their footing, because, you know, there's some big boulders around, lots of flint in this area. As you can see, this glass-like ice is sometimes covering the whole width of the path, and you sort of have to negotiate with care. I'm not going to take any chances today. And to be honest, apart from this sort of weather and conditions and snow itself, it would make it very difficult to do any pleasing winter walk, I think. You know, coming here and sloshing through mud would not be fun. Let's have a little look down at the golf course. Tread carefully down the path. Par 5, I think, that one. Left to right. And a par 3 over there, where they used to put some horrible pin positions in sometimes. Literally sounds like glass. Some things that you pick up as a child never really go away, do they? Wetter through here, probably because it's more sheltered. Doesn't get the exposure to the really cold air. Actually a bit, a bit more wet and muddy. Although I think there's water on top of the ice. It would take something to get confidence going through here and your chosen method of travel. This is like a good pathway, no ice, and probably a drainage channel as well. All the sounds here, folks. As if you are here with me walking along. I see some light at the end of the tunnel. And that will be Farleigh Court. In some of the documented history of Surrey and this area in the 18th century, aeroplane going over, this was quite prominent. It's a tiny place, but there are quite a few references to Farleigh. British Newspaper Archive is a wonderful source for such information. Fully seeing there, but there's some tidying up done. I think they may have done some tree work. Scooping up with the bucket. This is another crossing point, the last one with the golf course. So we're going to carry on down Church Road. The sun probably hitting the lens a little, but it depends which way I face the camera, of course. I'm glad I saw that sign saying private car park, because I did wonder about parking here and using it as a base for a walk further afield. Unfortunately not. I've been doing some research into the Chelsea and Farleigh area. Quite a bit of history and prehistory there. But I haven't really formulated how I want to tell the story just yet. There's always so many options. And my job is to try and find out the best ones, one-on-ones. So I could just do a broad one, or I could pick some specific ones, and I'm actually looking at specifics at the moment for some of the areas I've already covered, because I don't just do the research for the video and then move on. Everything expands, so it's like a continual building up of the knowledge of the area, so that I can then play it back to you folks. And I appreciate that you appreciate it. I've had some lovely comments from people that have seen my videos, and it means a lot. Thank you. I just pause here for the wonderful St Mary's Church. Just saw some movement there in the graveyard, probably just a bird. Yeah, some bird activity there. Lovely church, circa 1083 AD. So peaceful. I believe the house through the trees was the manor house for this area. So we're now going to head along this path, which should take us towards Great Park. I don't think I've ever walked along this path. It's good to throw some firsts in. So far 10 out of 10 for condition. Now I can hear some distant traffic noise, and that's perfectly fine. There's a little robin. But it's just so beautiful. You know, we are just outside Croydon, really. And the air is fresh and cool, and it's beautiful. This is a different surface altogether, really. It's a hybrid. Frozen soft mud, but not frozen hard. If you take this path between Farleigh Court and Great Park, make sure you've got high quality footwear. I've not had a malfunction. There's been no leakages that I'm aware of, but I've been through some serious mud here. It's a little bit better here. There's the kind of leaves on the surface. And there's some daylight up here. Right, okay. There's a pathway labelled there. Right, public bridleway, public footpath, public footpath, public footpath, public bridleway. This is the way to go. And that's why the app is so good. Because, I mean, I must depend on signal quality, I guess, but it's dynamic to where you are. Oh, this is very nice. This is beautiful. So peaceful. And all on London's doorstep. And some molehill activity. Another bit of moleage. They must like it in these parts. And here we have the back of Great Park. A rather majestic tower there. Part of the hospital complex. Now, I've checked my bearings a couple of times, and as common sense as it may seem, when you get to a junction it's worth double checking to save any excess backtracking. Croydon Mental Hospital from 1937, Warlingham Park Hospital 1903 to 99, and Great Park Wood Cemetery 1903 to 1960. Some very mature trees here. That's very nice. In 1832 on this spot nothing happened. I'm looking to head down to Little Farleigh Green farm, and I'll probably do a couple of extra checks on the old location. More moles. Must be hard work when it's frosty, being a mole. Test your moleing ability. Get those claws going. This is a stunning wood. I want to revisit. I'm going in the general direction. Little bits of growth poking through, possibly snowdrops. Right, I think this is the actual path, and I will walk it, which it may not be. Getting lost on video. Oh, I should be heading in that direction. Whoops. So, it's suggesting the pathway is just over here. If when I put this up, someone says, "You've been on private land, you terrible person," I humbly apologise. I certainly went off track, and I found what I believe to be a path again. And I think Farleigh Manor House is in that direction. It's just whether I can do a loop, which is my original intention. Let's just follow this down. It may not be as clear-cut a route as I originally intended, but the intentions were honourable. Ah, okay. We've got a lane here, That will give me a bearing. Oh dear. It is treacherous here, guys. It is treacherous. You probably detected that. It suggests I go up here a little way and then turn left. Do you ever have that thing where you're driving along, maybe at night, and you're in a white vehicle and someone else is coming along the other way in a white vehicle, and then it's that, Great thing this time is I'm not in a white vehicle. It's the woods over there that I negotiated not particularly well, but did get through in the end, because I could follow the general direction by using the app. Face oncoming traffic, as it were. Grass is one of the best surfaces to get some traction. Snow or ice. There's a sign for Little Farleigh Green Cottage up here, and I believe I see the classic wooden public footpath or bridleway sign too, if I'm not mistaken. Little Farleigh Green Cottages and public footpath and sunshine. Just had a swig of water. No matter what time of year, if you're going on a walk, always take a bit of water. And loosened up a few, a little blue tip there, loosened up a few zips. The birds are out to see me on the way. Now, despite being in this area for many, many years, I don't think I've ever trod this path. Hazelwood stud. Some horse activity in there. Okay, so public footpath goes this way. And then there's another little junction sign here. It's frozen hard, this ground. I will keep the app open as I head off past the cottages there. Another beautiful little wood. Depending on how detailed this map is, it suggests I might be slightly off the path, but as you can see, this is most definitely a path. The app is making me spot on now. Oh, what a beautiful scene. As we enter the woods again here, we've got Crab Wood on my right and Dumpsy, Derry on the left. I'm guessing Crab Wood was something to do with crab apple trees, but Tandridge Border Path. There we go. An official trail on the border of Tandridge and Greater London. the map said just follow it down. It looked very straight. This isn't very straight. It's a bit thorny. Suggests to me these paths aren't that well used, but maybe they are. But nature has a good claim and hold on them still. I know that when I get a certain way down, I've got to take a left. So I will check for that. Pathway opens up a bit here. Bits of sparkling on the ground from the frost. So it's quite exposed here really. To pick that up, a bit like we saw right at the beginning in Frith Wood. A little bit further to go to get to the junction, where I'll need to take a left. It looks like there's a trackway that goes through Fryland's Woods itself, but that also looks to me to be possibly a vehicle track, that kind of thing. Opening out nicely. See some signs. I see a little hut ahead. I see a scout symbol there. And there's an arrow saying go left. Please keep to the public footpath and dogs must be kept on a lead. So we've got Fryland's Wood boundary clearly called out there. The glasses are steaming up here. Definitely warmed up. So open part of the woods. And I think I go for a little while on this path straight. Very open area there, and then I believe it's a right turn. That's how I work it out, and then drop down the other side of Farleigh Dean. So context wise, it's the opposite part from when I climbed up the hill at the beginning and opened the little walk video. Lots of tree work has been done here. We're on the other side of the golf course. Like I mentioned earlier, so many times I would have played golf there and just thought, oh, just some woods. Never really inquired. Maybe I should have done. And now I'm in the said woods. Big craters here. Possible bomb craters from the war. There's a history of that kind of activity in this area, and I know just the man who can confirm that. So maybe. I'm confident that this is a pathway that I now need to take. Really, I think the only thing I would need to fix on this route is the bit near Great Park, where I kind of wandered all over the place. And I got back on track thanks to the resources I had available, but you know, I just felt if I could work out the paths a bit better, or in my defence, the reality was different to the map. Mud. That said, it was still enjoyable. Lots of these around. Big pools of something. Do not climb timber stacks. There are lots of timber stacks. Some very busy people doing clearance here. Hopefully wildlife can thrive inside there. You can just about detect that little bit of brighter light this time of year. It's noticeable in the evenings, the later sunset time. Not by much, but it's about this time of the year that you actually start to notice it. And that spring will be around the corner at some point. Right, I can see quite a sizable trackway ahead of me, which must be that alternate route. But I went for the picturesque one, the timber stack route. And as I thought from the map, it's like a vehicle route, hence the double tracks, I guess. So almost all the Fs. Didn't really do Falconwood this time, but I'll claim it anyway because we were near Falconwood Golf Course and Falconwood area. Falconwood Featherbed, Frith, Farleigh, and within that you got Farleigh Court, Farleigh Cottages, and of course Fryland Wood. There's a sort of camp building there. Fryland's campfire. Not been burning for a while, I'm sure. That's the chapel. Just take a little look over here as I head back. That's too frozen. Yeah, London Wildlife Trust, Hutchinson's Bank. Another walkway, one for another time. Quite a pleasant finish, really. The ground's nice and solid. But it's been a nice walk. I'm assuming that's a sort of foot and mouth, or cleansing bathing areas there. I'm probably wildly wrong, but you never know, I might be right. Please, sheep grazing ahead. So yes, there are sheep on Hutchinson's Bank. Occasionally. Arrived back at Farleigh Dean Crescent. The walk, about 1 hour 40 minutes, could probably do it in slightly less. Just over 4 miles. Maybe some of that was meandering, but who cares? It was a really enjoyable winter walk, my second one. Thank you so much for coming along with me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe because it really helps the sort of population of the video and my channel. So that's an easy, free thing you can do, and it'll be much appreciated. So, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.